Hey guys, Tiff here. Kaya, Aisha Roll's literal lifeblood and our beloved commander, is dealing with her province being on fire. Yay, wildfires. Please enjoy these reruns until we can resume our regularly scheduled programming.
Correctly with the correct amount.
D20 Radio, where gamers roll.
www.d20radio.com.
A podcast by the Intergalactic Improv Initiative. Dangerous Dangers, Minisode 1, Jesse's No Good, Very Bad Day, featuring the voices of Dan Spitaliere and Kaya Renwick. First things first, but not necessarily in that order. I should roll. January 19th, 2189, Terran Universal Coordinated Calendar. The Citadel, Widow System, Serpent Nebula, Arok Shalta Ward, Outer Edge District, Systems Alliance Headquarters, Citadel Branch, Docking Bay C-17, SSV London. Everything is dark. It shouldn't be dark. There should be light and sound and people. Oh, there it is. Only it's gunfire and flashes of electricity and biotics, and you can't move. You're at the wrong angle. Everything's askew. It has all gone so wrong. You wake up. You are in your bunk on the London. It has been 2 months since you woke up in the medbay of a ship you didn't recognize to faces you didn't know. Most of that 2 months you've spent on Terra Nova, in one of the Alliance's rehab centers for veterans of the Reaper War. You still don't remember most of what happened before you woke up in that medbay, but you know that your name is Jesse Westcott, and you are a sergeant of the Systems Alliance Marines. Your service number is 6014AC7938, and your vocational code is B4G4N7. You left Terra Nova a week and a half ago after being reassigned to the London. You remember that your last assignment was on the SSV Marathon. No one will tell you what happened to the Marathon. Your Omnitool is beeping at you.
How do I... Right. Yeah. I activate the Omnitool.
It flickers to life over your arm and informs you that you are to report to the executive officer of the London. Exo Fisher is calling you.
Yeah, so I'll put on my working clothes, my fatigue, and head to where I assume I know Exo Fisher is.
Okay, so yeah, you find Exo Fisher's office. It's got the familiar door panel on it. You press it, it slides open, and Exo Fisher is sitting behind her desk. She is a short and broad-shouldered woman with tawny skin, hazel eyes, and a crew cut which she keeps under a navy cap at all times. In the time that you've known her, you think you've seen her smile maybe once, and she runs one hell of a tight ship, but she's not unkind. She's very much a taskmaster. Can't really imagine a better choice for the XO of a Navy cruiser, really. She, like literally every crew member of the London, is a veteran of the Reaper War, which you do not remember. Whatever you were working on the Marathon was before the Reapers actually came. Yeah, she sees you walk in, and she nods, and she says, "Sergeant Westcott, please come in."
Ma'am.
The London is going to be undergoing a retrofit and resupply, and everyone is going to be getting some time off. However, while the rest of the crew will be informed of this later today, you are going to receive official orders from a little higher up the chain of command, and seeing as I know you've had some struggles to acclimatize to shipboard life, I decided it would be in our best interests if I informed you privately. Therefore, and she brings up her Omni tool and taps on it a little bit, and then yours chimes as well. These are the coordinates of Alliance HQ on the Citadel, where we've just docked, and you are to report to Admiral David Anderson. Post haste would be ideal.
Thank you, ma'am. I'll do that right away.
Thank you, Sergeant. Dismissed.
I think Jesse would walk out of the office and, like, as the door closes behind him, just, like, very quickly, like, give himself a quick pinch, be like, what is going on? So I'll very quickly go back to my cabin, I guess, and I guess I'll change? I'll change.
In the last 2 months, how much have you tried to figure out about your missing time?
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing whatever research I can, while being also aware that, like, because you said, like, no one's told me anything.
Yeah.
And so that does kind of feel like, oh man, there's no one here that I can really ask, and so I'll keep this to myself and try and do whatever kind of research I can while being subtle about it.
Okay. Do you want to, if you want, you can give me a roll for that. That would probably be, I guess, either history or academics, depending on how you were going to approach it.
Oh, yeah. I'll go with academics. That's real bad. I got a 5.
Okay. Well, with a 5, I will say that you have figured out that it is January 2189, and the Reaper War started in June 2186. You can reasonably safely presume that you were on the marathon sometime before that, and so you're missing 2.5 to 3 years. You know the basics of the Reaper War. The Reapers showed up, wrecked everybody's shit. And then Commander Shepard, which is a name that you kind of have like this vague recollection of, but you feel like you should know more about her than you do. She did something. Something happened at Earth in December of 2186. And then the galaxy has spent the time since very slowly rebuilding.
Do I remember the arrival of the Reapers?
You have a very vague memory of something absolutely catastrophic happening that everyone was really, really mad about. But also people were like, it was almost like this performative outrage. But you don't remember what it was.
Okay. Do I remember Admiral Anderson? Is that a name that's familiar to me?
Give me another D20 roll.
A 3, unless there's a modifier.
No, this is a straight luck check. The name rings a bell. But beyond that, it's like you have all of these memories that are, it's on the tip of your tongue, and you can't quite get them out.
Yeah. All right. Jesse changes clothes, grabs his stuff, starts walking out of his cabin, and starts recollecting on all of the information that he's been able to gather so far, which is along the lines of like, okay, so I've been awake for like 2 months. I've been on this ship for a couple weeks, and now I'm getting sent to an admiral? That sounds bad.
Do you want to try looking up said admiral? You do have extranet access.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, I'm gonna look up Wikipedia David Anderson.
Pretty much. I'm not going to make you roll for this. You very quickly find about Admiral David Anderson's service history. He is the head of the Navy's Special Operations Fleet. He was one of humanity's first N7 graduates. You know that is a point of pride because you are also an N7 graduate. What exactly that means, you don't 100% remember, but you remember being proud of it. You know, as you look this up, that Admiral Anderson was the head of the resistance on Earth during the Reaper War, and was at the Battle of London, where Commander Shepard did whatever the hell Commander Shepard did to defeat the Reapers and save the galaxy.
Could they have sent me to someone less intimidating? This feels important. Like, did I do something? I don't... Yikes. I tried to, smooth out my uniform.
Straighten out those creases, nice and crisp. Yeah. So you find your way to the docking corridor, to the airlock, and you exit the London. Now, you have the dream memories of what you assume to be the marathon, or whatever it was that happened before you were out for 2.5 years. You remember the ship that saved you, or the ship that you woke up on. You, again, making assumptions. You remember Terra Nova, and you remember the London. So as you step out of the airlock, after the decontamination rays wash over you and the panel slides up, the scope of the space station that you are greeted with is pretty spectacular. You are docked on one of the arms of this immense space station, which you remember to be called the wards. Welcome to the Citadel.
Wow. Big place. I'm gonna start walking to, disembark, I guess? You know, is it the elevator down into C-Sec? Is that, kind of what I'm dealing with here?
That's kind of what you're dealing with, yeah. So you have arrived at, this is the Citadel branch of the Alliance headquarters. And so it's a little bit, yeah, you're like the docking bay in the first Mass Effect. You disembark from the London onto a docking corridor, and you will find an elevator at the end of whatever platforms are there.
What does it look like while I'm up there on the dock there? Are there a bunch of ships coming by? I know you said I could see the other arms and stuff, but
it's pretty busy. Yeah, you see where from here you only see Alliance ships docked, because this is Alliance HQ. You see a fair few. They're reasonably spaced out. The London is the biggest one that you can see in your immediate vicinity. But as far as you can tell, Systems Alliance headquarters takes up a reasonably large chunk. You can't see beyond HQ from here. You see the Alliance ships mostly docked. It's reasonably busy. There's people in uniform bustling about. Nobody's really paying you any mind. You're just one other Alliance serviceman hopping off his ship doing whatever he's supposed to be doing, and no one's particularly bothered. In space above, you do see traffic of other ships. It's very, very orderly. Queues. You can see the largest queue is heading out, and you know that queue goes to the mass relay that is in the system. And those ships, you see lots of sky cars flitting by, little X3Ms, but you do see ships of other species fleets. You see Turian ships. You see that they're with their angular designs, and you see Asari ships, and lovely and sleek, and all sorts. The Citadel's a busy place.
Seeing no one taking direct interest in me, I'm just gonna kind of awkwardly shuffle off the deck to the elevator and try and find my way to an admiral.
So the message that Fisher sent you did have the directions to the admiral's office, and so I imagine you remember that as you're in the elevator, because they always take forever no matter what. And since you're bored, you pull up the message and you go, oh, that's where I'm supposed to go. Exactly. And, occasionally interspersed with a news flash or what have you. And you don't have anybody to banter with, so you just gotta sit there on your lonesome. So the elevator brings you down into the inside of a building. Really, like it's nothing special. You get the sense that the Alliance threw this together pretty quickly. And as you look around, that is sort of a flash of memory of some of the things that you read about the war, which is that Arcturus Station was absolutely annihilated in the first hours of the Reaper invasion into the Sol system, or through the Sol system from the Arcturus cluster. And so the seat of Alliance governance and the Systems Alliance high command was just gone. And after Earth's infrastructure was similarly decimated, the Alliance needed somewhere to work from. And so that's why they built on Terra Nova, but also on the Citadel.
What are people talking about as I pass through?
Well, roll me a perception check. See what you hear.
Nothing. I need new dice. Jesus. I got a nat 1. I'm too nervous.
So sad. You hear whispers of this, that, and the other, but yeah, nothing really catches your ear. You're pretty freaking nervous. You don't know why you've been called to see Admiral Anderson of all people. Like, there are few people in the chain of command who would be more intimidating than Admiral Anderson where you're standing. And so yeah, not surprised that you're a little bit tunnel vision. You find your way through the command wing to the coordinates that Fisher gave you, and you are now standing outside of Admiral Anderson's office. You see the little name placard beside the door, and this door panel is orange. You will have to request entry. It's not just going to immediately let you in.
So I'm going to take a beat to take a deep breath, gonna straighten out my dress clothes again, make sure I've got everything going, double check my Omni tool, I'm in the right place, right? This is the name? Yeah? Okay. And then I guess, what? Do I touch the door to, announce myself?
Yeah. I'm not going to make you hack Anderson's door. There's a couple of beats, and then it flashes from orange to green and slides open, and you are welcomed into Admiral Anderson's office.
Yeah, so I'll hesitantly walk in, and I don't even know if Jesse would say anything in this moment. It's he's intimidated for sure. I think he would walk up to the desk, but not too close, and just be like a kid in the principal's office. You're I'm just gonna be here and wait for you.
When you walk in, the Admiral is standing with his back to you, looking out over the ward. And as he hears the door open, he turns around and watches to see what you will do.
I'll salute, do the kind of straighten out salute thing, but a little bit slow, just out of awkwardness. Sir.
His lips twitch toward a smile, but he's keeping calm. He doesn't look... Well, give me an insight check.
That's a 17.
Okay. He is not pissed off.
All right.
He is mildly amused in that sort of affectionate way. And so he sees you salute, and he nods and motions to the seat in front of his desk and says, "Have a seat, son."
Thank you, sir.
Okay, once you have sat, he sits across from you behind his desk, then leans forward, puts his elbows on the desk, and looks you straight in the eye. "Thank you for coming, Sergeant. I've read your file, and I've no doubt that this was, shall we say, unexpected. Am I right?"
Yeah. Is everything all right?
I feel like I should be the one asking you that, son. You are certainly not the first case we've had of servicemen and women who don't remember everything that's happened to them for one reason or another. We understand that this can be difficult to deal with. I trust that Lieutenant Commander Fisher told you that the London will be undergoing a retrofit and resupply. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What she may not have told you is that after that resupply and retrofit, the London will be joining the first exploratory fleet. Have you come across that reference in the couple of months that you've been back with us?
I don't think so.
That's not surprising. It's been kept fairly quiet so far. The first exploratory fleet is a subfleet of my fleet, of the 6th Fleet, part of the Special Operations, and it is being headed by Rear Admiral Shepard. The first exploratory will be exploring uncharted worlds, worlds beyond dormant relays, worlds in systems as yet undiscovered. Everyone on the London will be getting 2 weeks of shore leave, after which they will be returned to Terra Nova for further training in order to ready them for their duties in the first exploratory. You are an exception. You will be getting a month, with which you can do what you please. He meets your eyes very levelly, and he says, "Is there anything you want to ask me?"
As you can imagine, this is a little intimidating. I apologize ahead if I speak out of turn or ask a question I'm not supposed to, but I am curious about what happened to me, my squad mates, and the ship.
Have you attempted to find out about your previous posting from anyone else yet, son?
You know, my head is telling me one thing, and the people around me didn't really seem to know what I was talking about.
He nods. And again gets that little sort of half smile. Well, that's what happens when things get classified. Now, I'm the head of the Navy's Special Operations, which you may or may not remember. However, I am not in charge of the Office of Naval Intelligence. For information classified by ONI, you will need to speak to that particular chain of command. Usually requests like that take a long time to answer, but he kind of shrugs and you get this little glint in his eye. Never hurts to try. You get the feeling that he's telling you that he is not at liberty to say more, but you are on the right track. And if you were to push in the right places, he's on your side.
Thank you, sir. Why are you helping me like this?
He thinks about it for a moment. To put it simply, son, because I can. I've seen too many good soldiers lose too much to this goddamn war, that when I have the opportunity to put something right, I do my best.
Thank you. Are the ONI offices here as well, or?
Look for the black corridors.
All right. Thank you for your time, sir.
He nods and I assume you leave.
Yeah. Okay, black corridors. I'm gonna start looking in the hallway.
So they don't. You don't immediately see any. They're all sort of that, slightly beige tinted silvery gray, like every other corridor on the Citadel. You spot that there are stripes running along the walls. And in this particular corridor, the stripes are red. But when you come to a next one, you see a red going one direction, a blue going another direction, and a black going another direction.
I'm just gonna like keep looking around the hallways and be like, if I don't see anybody, I'm just gonna walk towards the follow the black lines.
Okay, so as you continue down the corridors, you notice that the preponderance of uniform colors begins to shift. So most of the people in the wings that you were in to begin with were wearing your standard blue Alliance fatigues. As you approach, as you head down these black corridors, they're black now. And you notice that the insignia are shifting from the standard Systems Alliance insignia to one that you don't immediately recognize, but based on your context clues, you assume that these are naval intelligence officers.
Are they looking at me?
You are starting to get curious looks. Nobody's like, what the hell are you doing here? But they're kind of like, first they look at you like, why is a sergeant in the Marines wandering to, and then they notice the N7 patch on your uniform. And they go, oh, and they walk on.
Just gonna like kind of absent-mindedly tap it and keep walking. The number of people you are seeing has dropped. So in the initial wing, when you saw the most people in the docks. Obviously, that's where the most of the business is going on. In the command wing, you saw fewer people, but still like pretty hustle and bustle. And now here in the Oni wing, it's quiet. And there's a desk that looks like it should be a reception desk, but nobody's there. I'm suddenly having this feeling like, oh man, I should have made like an appointment or something. I just walked down a hallway. What am I gonna do? Tell them that I'm here to see naval intelligence? What? I think like Jesse's kind of looking at the desk and he looks around and he's gonna I put my Omni tool forward. Like, is it like a motion set? Is there a VI here?
As you come up and you move to wave yes, a hologram pops up behind the desk, and it is a human woman. She is in an officer's uniform. She's very clearly holographic and not like her facial and bodily features are very, very synthetic. Like, you wouldn't be able to place, this is not an avatar of any particular person. It's essentially like a mannequin in a uniform. And so as you approach and she pops up and says, "Welcome to the Office of Naval Intelligence. My name is Amy. How may I help you?"
I was referred here by Admiral Anderson.
I see. And did the Admiral recommend that you speak to anyone in particular?
Ooh, no, I don't think... No, he did not give me a name.
For what purpose do you seek assistance?
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit nervous. The reason I'm here is to get some information based off of my injuries prior to the war. I was in a coma, and there are things that I remember from the incident that the people in the hospital weren't able to confirm, and I was referred to come here.
I see. Where were you posted prior to the war?
Do you mean location or ship?
She tilts her head, and I would like you to give me an insight check.
Yeah. 10.
Okay. It strikes you as a little bit odd that a VI would do that, but you're a little too nervous to really dig into that right now. But it does strike you as an odd affectation. She tilts her head, and she looks at you for a second, and she says, "Pardon me, I did not mean to confuse you. Do you recall the ship on which you were previously posted?"
Yes.
What was its designation?
The SSV Marathon.
She tilts her head in the other direction and says, processing. Then she straightens up and points toward the hall behind her. Admiral Hackett wishes to speak with you.
Thank you.
Have a pleasant day. And she disappears.
You too. Okay. A little rude. So, is the door like to an office, or is it to like another
it is to
section?
a corridor.
Okay.
It's to another section, yeah.
Just gonna like really kind of subtly bring up my Omni tool in Wikipedia Admiral. Admiral Hackett. 2 admirals in one day. Oh shit.
Yeah, so you very quickly find out that Admiral Hackett is the head of the 5th Fleet and Commander-in-Chief of the Office of Naval Intelligence. He was Fleet Admiral Hackett during the Reaper War, and is kind of like the big kahuna of the Alliance. Yeah.
I like that. Big kahuna. I'm just like scribbling that down digitally. Don't say big kahuna. Why are people letting me talk to these people?
Good question.
I'm just like in my head thinking like, do they not have secretaries?
They don't have the personnel for that anymore. They probably used to.
All right, yeah, this day is weird. Let's keep going.
What else are we gonna do, right? Okay, so you make your way down the hallway, and again, you see, like, there's the nameplates on the doors. These are some real high-ranking folks down this corridor, and you eventually come to the end of the corridor, where you see Admiral Stephen Hackett on the placard beside the door.
Smooth out the uniform one more time. I'm doing these hand motions and remembering I'm not recording my film. I'm only recording my audio. So yeah, smooth out the uniform, straighten out, make sure the Omni tool's off. Like, you know, put it on silent. Oh, I'm sorry.
Shit.
Yeah, I guess I'll like put my Omni tool back up to the door, and I'm like seriously looking around, like no one is gonna stop me. Okay, like.
Okay, so the door panel, which is also orange, as was Anderson's, it takes a second, then flashes green and opens up. And if this isn't Admiral Stephen Hackett's secretary, then Admiral Stephen Hackett looks a lot different than he used to than he did in his Wikipedia page. There's an older woman, probably like older middle age, sitting behind a desk, and honestly, she looks even more intimidating than Hackett's photo did. Like, this is the kind of lady that you do not piss off. And it's no surprise that she's Hackett's secretary. And when the door opens and she looks at you, if looks could, like, she's skewering you to the wall with her eyes. And it's not anger, it's this immediate piercing, like she's laid your soul bare. This woman is clearly very, very good at her job. She looks at you and you can read the why the hell are you here before she even opens her mouth. But when she does, she says, "May I help you?"
I feel like there's a brief moment where Jesse just starts to like turn around and walk away. And he's just like, no, and like steals himself and approaches to answer the question. But there's like a real feeling of like, I don't belong here. He'll walk up to her and I just had a meeting with Admiral Anderson and he referred me to this office.
She tilts her head very slightly, and then without moving, her eyes flick down to the console in front of her. And there's just this moment of, you know that she has a list and you ain't on it. But before she can say anything, the door behind her slides open, and the man that you were expecting to see when you walk in is standing there, and he looks at you and he says, "It's all right, Anita. I knew he was coming. Come on in, son."
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry.
Anita just watches you the whole way by as you follow Hackett in. Hackett's office is similar to Anderson's. It is a little bigger. And there are filing cabinets in this room which are very definitely locked. And like this is a working office. Anderson's office was a receiving office. Anderson spends most of his time on the ships, out and about. Hackett spends more time doing the onerous paperwork of running a goddamn fleet. And you can tell that this is a place where he actually works. There are data pads out on the desk and on the table, all of which are very carefully blank-faced. And the window, while it is technically open, it does seem to be dimmed somehow, so you kind of get like the feeling like it's sort of like a one-way thing. Hackett can see out, but other folks wouldn't be able to see in. As you walk in, Hackett comes to a stop about in the center of the room, puts his hands behind his back, and he's not facing you. He's facing away from you, facing the window. And he says, I understand David sent you my way. I'm not certain I can help you, son, but we'll see.
Thank you for receiving me. I appreciate your time. I've only been, feels like, awake for a couple months now, and again, sorry if I speak out of line a little bit, but the galaxy has changed a lot since whatever happened to me happened, and well, I've been put on shore leave apparently, and I wanted to use that time to straighten myself out, try and figure out what exactly happened to me and everything, apparently. I understand that you're busy and have so many more important things to do than talk to me, but, well, I was lucky enough to catch the attention of someone who cared about me and sent me in your direction, and I hope that there are some answers that you feel you can give me, and I'm willing to work for them if you need me to.
Hackett does not immediately respond. So he listens. And then he pivots slightly and kind of looks at you out of the corner of his eye. And then he turns all the way around and faces you. You were on the marathon, weren't you, son?
Yes.
He nods. I'm very sorry, son, but that is strictly classified.
Sir, with all due respect, and you're due a lot, I don't remember everything, but I remember I was on that ship. And I remember that there was a distress call, and I remember who I found when I got there.
His eyebrow twitches as you say that. Go on.
I have questions. We received a distress call, but there weren't organics on the ship when we landed. There was the... Do I get a sense that he would, get pissed if I say the name of the people who were attacking?
You would have to do that. Would be another insight check.
A 16.
Alas and alack, Hackett's really fucking hard to read.
Yeah.
But that goes both ways. So as you're talking, as you're kind of working this out, his face is not shifting. So neither is he pleased, nor is he angry. He is placid and neutral, and you understand on a very sort of gut level why this man was able to bring humanity through the war. If anybody was going to be able to do that, from like a logistical and keep everybody from running around like chickens with their head cut off standpoint, this is the guy. So you don't think that he's the sort to blow his top. If he gets mad at you, he's going to be very considerate about what he does with that. But you can't tell if he's mad at you.
Okay. Sir, very respectfully, a lot of people gave everything to save my life. I shouldn't be here. I can't even say that I got lucky. I guess I don't know how lucky I am because I can't remember what happened once I went down. But I know that there were people who I was with who are not here anymore. And whatever was on that ship, whatever Cerberus was there for, I want to help track it down. Whatever it is, I don't think they should have it. And I just... Look, I don't expect you to know me or know anything about me. But I would say that there's like some struggle here with Jesse because he's like pulling on these memories that are there but not there, and things that are like coming to him in the moment and he's trying to process at the same time. And so he like pulls on this one thread about like how people like referred to him, and he thinks it's like a friendly thing because he like has these images of like almost like palling around with people, but like can't really put faces to any of those people. And so he's like, used to like charge into battle. He used to be the person at the front lines, and I don't think I'm that person anymore. I think I want to be the wall that protects the people behind me. And I don't think I can do that from like a hospital or a rehab facility or 2 months of shore leave or whatever it is. Like I want to be out there. I think I could be an asset to you, and I think it could help me get the answers that I'm looking for.
You just scored yourself 5 Paragon points.
Oh, dang.
I knew I would love playing this game with people. That is exactly the moment. It's like, oh, you picked the charm option on the wheel. So Hackett listens to this, and again, doesn't react beyond like this little twitch of his eyebrow. But it's a good twitch. Like, you get the feeling that's a good twitch. And he listens to you very carefully. And he says, I can respect that. Since you are on shore leave for the time being, I cannot officially sanction any operations in this arena. However, I can tell you, and I trust that you will understand that this information is strictly classified. I can tell you that the Marathon is currently in possession of a group called Minos. We do not yet know where they are keeping her. We do not yet know when they came into possession of her. And that is all I can tell you with reasonable certainty at this time. I believe you when you say that you wish to be a wall between the innocent and those who would harm them. And again, I can respect that. Therefore, I will, for the time being, turn a blind eye to your activities in this investigation. I cannot promise you resources, but I can promise that any communiques that cross my desk, I will give the attention they deserve. And should anything come my way that would be advantageous for you to know, I will endeavor to forward it to you.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything else?
Did anybody else make it off?
Not that we are currently aware of, Sergeant.
Thank you.
Dismissed.
Sir.
You have been listening to I Should Roll, Dangerous Dangers, Minisode 1, Jesse's No Good, Very Bad Day, featuring the voices of Dan Spitaliere as Jesse Westcott, and Kaya Renwick as everyone and everything else. Music and sound effects are used under Creative Commons or royalty-free licenses. For the extended credits, please see the show notes. And for more information, please visit ishouldroll.com. Find us everywhere on social media at ishouldroll, and don't forget to leave us a review. I Should Roll is an Intergalactic Improv Initiative production. This fan podcast is a transformative work and is not affiliated with Electronic Arts or BioWare. Thank you for listening. Have a pleasant day.